I'm not threatening you. Say one more word, and that's 30 days. 30 days.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Sovereign Citizens Hall of Fame with your boy TP. Today, we will be courtroom hopping into the courtroom of Judge Tammi Hayward out of Clayton County, Georgia. We're going to be in her courtroom today for two different proceedings dealing with two different female sovereign citizens. So with that being said, guys, I am excited to see what these two young ladies have to say. I pretty much know Judge Hayward's character, how she handles things. So I don't expect her to be rattled at all, but I am interested in seeing what goes on in these proceedings. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and jump into these cases.
The next case is Latonia Denise Turner versus Brian K. Widener, State of Georgia, Salah Holdings, Define Gresham, and Larry W. Johnson. All right, is there Ms. Turner, Latonia Denise Turner?
Yes, I'm the attorney, in fact, on behalf of the principal, who is the resident agent. I have also already submitted forms appointing the judge over this matter to administrate on behalf of the principal. And I also submitted the rest of my entries on records. Now, with that being said, the Form 56 appointing judge.
Ms. Turner, I got to see you first.
Okay. I'm trying to, there I go.
Okay, there you are. All right,
Okay.
so Ms. Turner, very quickly. I've reviewed the information that you provided. First of all, you're suing with respect to a foreclosure, which is a situation that involves land and a determination of ownership with respect to land. That is not my jurisdiction. I'm in state court. State court does not have jurisdiction over determinations of land. We deal with dispossessories, which is a temporary situation with respect to land, the allowing someone to use your land in exchange for rent or your property in exchange for rent. But we do not deal with whether a foreclosure is proper. So in this case, this court is going to have to transfer your case to the Superior Court of Clayton County, depending on whether this is Clayton County that's involved. And so I see you're suing the state of Georgia. Not sure how they're involved. Not sure how any of these parties are really have an interest in this case. But with respect to the jurisdiction for foreclosures, that is not what I do. Okay. All right. Is there anyone else here on behalf of any of the other parties who either disagree with what I've said or who have anything that they would like to put on the record?
So, Your Honor, this is Larry Johnson. I represent Brian Widener as well as myself. I just want to point out to the court, this was initially filed and I was not named. Okay. And after I filed an answer on behalf of Mr. Widener, the plaintiff just stuck my name and added it to it without a court order. And at that point in time, she needed a court order. So I'm not personally, I mean, I'm only in this case because I filed an answer for Mr. Widener.
Name me too. So Ms. Turner, I know you have a set of beliefs about how the law works, but the way we do it here is just because somebody files on behalf of another person, everybody's entitled to have an attorney represent them. And so you can't then sue the attorney for giving them a defense. So everybody who comes into the case doesn't get sued individually. Like there are people who are responsible allegedly for what you are contending happened, but then there are other people who they choose to hire to help them navigate the case. For the people who are navigating the case and for the judges who are dealing with the case, you don't get to sue them because they don't have an interest in at that level. They're just trying to help the other person navigate the case, okay?
Could I get finished recording my interest on record?
No, ma'am. You've done that. You're the plaintiff.
Okay. Well, Judge, I would like to record my interest on record.
I'm not sure what that means, ma'am.
I'm the attorney of fact on behalf of the principal, who is the registered agent. I already submitted the Form 56 upon you over the matter to on behalf of our principal.
Ms. Turner, nobody gets to appoint me over the case. I'm already appointed to whatever's assigned to me through the clerk's office.
I appointed you through my, for my trustee. And Your Honor, I would like to add also to the case and ask you a question.
No, ma'am.
Yes or no?
The question that I'm not going to answer any questions because this is not my jurisdiction. I'm going to transfer the case to Superior Court and let them sort it out because land use and land and interest in land is under the jurisdiction of the Superior Court. Okay, so we'll get you an order. We'll also dismiss Mr. Larry Johnson from the case pending whatever the Superior Court decides because he's only here to represent the defendant, which the defendant has a right to hire an attorney to represent them, and that attorney doesn't deserve to be sued because they are helping somebody defend themselves.
This case is also in the federal court also.
Okay, then if it's in federal court, then it probably doesn't need to be here also. You shouldn't have a case running in two different courts at the same time. Okay, that's just going to cause confusion. And you're not going to achieve what it is you wish to achieve.
Okay, Your Honor, I know this court has no jurisdiction per 12 CFR 1500. And also, is there or should there be an investment in private residential property in the United States? Or is deposit?
That is a question bigger than any of us can handle. People can invest in whatever they spend their money on. So at this point, I think that you're going a little bit too far afield. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and transfer this case to Superior Court, and my brother or sister judges on Superior Court will help you sort out what it is going on. Okay. All righty. So we'll go ahead and get an answer out to all of you. Get an order out to all of you transferring this case to Superior Court. But just as an aside, Miss Turner, everybody who comes in as a representative of somebody else, if they're an attorney, don't sue them because it just makes the case harder to get through. Okay, if you want to achieve something with respect to finding out what happened with your foreclosure, don't keep adding people to the
Your Honor, in this executive branch of law, I have a right to sue the attorney, anyone else involved.
Miss Turner,
in this executive branch, I do have a right to sue them and anyone else involved.
It's nonsense. None of what you're saying makes sense. None of what Miss Turner,
it's federal law.
Miss Turner, we're not in federal court. None of what you're saying makes sense. You haven't established an estate. There's no trustee. You're giving us word salad. You're just saying stuff that you've read or somebody told you was appropriate. It's essentially called a sovereign citizen, but
no, it's not a sovereign. It's not. I'm not a sovereign citizen.
If those things work, don't put everybody with you.
Don't put that on me. I'm not a sovereign citizen.
Turner, you've made statements that sovereigns use, and so
I have my trust set up, and I'm not a sovereign citizen.
Yes, ma'am.
I am a person working in my trust.
Okay,
I'm not a sovereign citizen.
All right,
that's against the law.
Okay,
I'm not a sovereign citizen. I have my trust set up.
Okay.
In a way that it's working for me, and I have it set up.
Okay.
And that's what I'm working on, my trust.
Well, guys, we've come to the end of this first proceeding dealing with Miss Latonia Turner. And as we can see, not a whole lot to say about this. Everybody, everybody's name that she saw on any type of document, computer, piece of paper, whatever, she threw them into her lawsuit, and Judge Hayward rightfully so explained to her, just because these people were involved in a case and helping out their clients and so on and so forth, you just can't go around suing everybody. And because it is a Superior Court case and Judge Hayward doesn't have jurisdiction over it, we see that she has sent it to Superior Court. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this last proceeding.
All right. So Miss Ebone Milner is present. Also the Mr. Brown, who's on here on behalf of Federal National Mortgage Association. Mr. Brown, Miss Milner, is my understanding that this was heard in magistrate court, and this is a request for appeal. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. This It's a petition for review from a dispossessory judgment. She was a tenant at sufferance post foreclosure.
Okay. All right. So Ms. Milner, tell me what's going on.
Judge, well, this is a case of land rights, tribal law, and treaties.
No, ma'am. No.
And I would just like to say that I'm a tribal member,
ma'am.
part of the Cash Box Trust
No,
Tribe,
No, ma'am.
government,
No, ma'am. We're not doing that.
and American Indian landowner.
No, ma'am. So we're not doing all that. So this is a simple eviction. So you can tell me how much was owed, how much you paid, whether there's anything to that allowed you to stay in the property, or whether there's money owed to you. I don't do the whole trust, tribe, all of that, because that's not what we do.
Well, that's what this is in regards to.
Well, then, ma'am, that's not what we're doing here. I would either have to transfer you to a tribal court, which I don't know of one exists for you, or for superior court, because this involves a foreclosure. Essentially, he bought the house through a foreclosure. You were a tenant in the house at the time, or you owned the house and he bought it under the foreclosure. And then it was whether you get to stay in the house and pay rent, or whether you're going to be evicted. Am I clear, Mr. Brown?
Yes, Your Honor. And
right. Because I don't deal with I went to law school for 3 years, have practiced law for over 30 years, have been a judge for over 12 years. I don't do the trust stuff, because that's some arcane, esoteric stuff that you all believe that we don't follow here in the judicial system.
I understand. Well, I would also like to say that I'm not here to handle any of my private affairs in the public.
Okay, so I'm not sure what that means. You asked for the appeal.
Yes, and as I was stating, I'm a tribal member, part of the Cash Box Trust Tribe, and also an Indian American landowner. So this case is in regards to trust and tribal land.
So the property, the foreclosure, is on a house on tribal land?
Correct.
Which tribe?
I'm sorry?
Which tribe?
The Ebone Milner tribe.
No, sir. I don't know of that tribe, ma'am. So
yes, and all the documentation had been put on file as well.
Okay.
Post foreclosure.
So here's the thing. Like I said, I've explained to you that if somebody purchases a home through foreclosure, then the people who were owners of the home or buying the home have two options. They can leave, or they can be treated as tenants in the home. And in this case, it appears that Mr. Brown's client sought to evict you, and now you are asking for a review of that. So in my role in this court, I can go through the case as if it was never heard in magistrate court. But what I will tell you is I'm going to ask very specific questions. I'm going to follow the law under the state of Georgia with respect to landlord tenant. And if you're not able to provide me that information, then I'm going to determine that you're not able to prosecute the case in the way that it needs to be, and I'll dismiss it for want of prosecution.
Well, again, American tribal landowner. So okay. Those laws that you may speak of don't apply to me.
No. Well, then, okay, I'm going to dismiss your appeal for want of prosecution. The court does not have jurisdiction over American tribal land, nor is there a designation of this property being a tribal land. So at this point, the court is going to dismiss this for want of prosecution. Thank you. All right, next.
Well, guys, we've come to the end of this second proceeding, and just like the first, not even a whole lot to say on this one as well. We see with Miss Ebone Milner, who claims she is a part of the Cash Box Trust Tribe, whatever that is, and because she's an American tribal landowner, the laws and rules don't apply to her, but obviously we know that's not the case. And because she wouldn't comply with Judge Hayward basically just dismissed her appeal. So it wasn't a whole lot to say on either one of these cases when it comes to commentary, but definitely a good amount of things happen. As always, I appreciate you guys for joining me here at Sovereign Citizens Hall of Fame. As we can see with Judge Hayward, one of the popular judges, she is still undefeated in how she explains things, breaks down things, and don't allow sovereign citizens to take over her courtroom. But thank you once again for joining me, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share the videos. It is much appreciated. And with that being said, this is Sovereign Citizens Court. And for now, guys, Sovereign Citizens Court is adjourned. I appreciate you guys. Talk to you soon. God bless.